Alright, let's get things started here. Looking at all of our audio levels, we should be alright. And we've got everything in place here. So, today's OFCRA operation is going to be a Swedish versus British. The play is a... How did NASA put it? NASA's one of the representatives I work with from OFCRA. This is a revenge-style mission for all of the past actions of the Vikings on British territory. And now, in the modern day, the British are taking revenge on the Swedish government for all of those previous raids. I always love OFCRA's creativity. That's pretty good. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look over at our objectives here. There's Bitcoin defense as well. So, let me go ahead and put up a prediction real quick and set things proper here. So, let's see. Up for is British Special Forces. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our prediction up. Who will win this OFCRA match? It's blue for... for British versus blue for Vikings. I love it. Alright, let's go ahead and get that started up, and I will go ahead and read out what our objectives are today. If you want to follow along, feel free to use the mission command. Otherwise, let's go ahead and go over everything. So, there's two common objectives. Whoever controls the military base, which I believe is going to be here, Dalsavinian is going to control 2 points if they control that by the end of the game, and then if your side leader is alive by the 70-minute marker, you gain an additional 2 points. Now, apparently there is a Swedish video game streamer that they have to defend. He is located in the harbor area. He is worth 1 point, has to be defended by the 40-minute mark. Op4 have to eliminate him, Blue 4 have to defend him. That's kind of funny. There's also 2 Bitcoin farms that are located. I'm trying to find the specific areas here. Okay, because there's 3 objectives in these zones. Dalsberg. Okay, so then we have this objective, which is worth 2 points. It's a Bitcoin farm. That is worth 2 points to whoever can either secure it or raid it, quote-unquote, for raiding, blue for defending. That's going to be cashed in by the 50-minute mark. Then we have another one over here, which is cashed in at the 60-minute mark. And then there is a Swedish activist over in this location at this building who's worth 1 point. That is either a protect or kill mission. So Op4 doing all of the attacking, raiding, killing, and Blue 4 doing all the defending. So this is just a reverse Viking scenario, except the historically... the historic Vikings are now doing the defense against an Op4 raid. You gotta love the creativity of these scenarios here, good god. Otherwise, we have multiple groups of British Op4 elements here with boats and potentially some helicopters do some raiding. I doubt... Well, we might see some vehicles actually deployed right here because we do have the bridges to go in the Southern Territory. These guys up here definitely going to be doing boat stuff, though. And then we have a circle right there. Not sure what that is. That might just be my spawn zone. But overall, doing a quick head count, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points total for either side to win. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. This is going to be modern day. It's not going to be swords and shields. It's a modern-day take on Viking, so it's still going to be guns. The play area is relatively large. Let me go ahead and do a tab out real quick and give you guys a quick number count. We are at about 135 players for this one, so that's going to be math. About 65 v 65 with a slight number advantage on the attackers probably, so 65 versus 70. For 135, that sounds about right. So we'll just have to see how this goes. I'd imagine the northern groups are probably going to find some areas to put their boats in. We do have a blue 4 spawn point right here. This is OFCRA killing. So I'd imagine they might try to put forces down in here instead, trying to get away from that position. But the boats are going to be very slow, and there's going to be a lot of time for them to maneuver. So I don't know. And then you have an over kilometer range to do Overwatch here. The fact that Blue Forest is spawn right there, that's going to be really, really tough for them to get away with. So we'll see how the British actually get boots on the ground here. But the distance those boats are going to go, they have to have some armament on them, because otherwise the Blue 4 elements are just going to be able to pick them out of the water. Battle, unfortunately, DayZ, along with Armor Reforgers, getting DDoSed right now, so your GOAT process request there was DDoSed into oblivion. I'm so sorry, buddy. It's just how it happens. Anyway, we will be doing DayZ tomorrow because we are on a DDoS-proof server anyway for that stuff, since we've moved to OVH areas and we've already survived DDoSes on those things. But yeah, if you don't know already, Bohemia is actively getting their shit DDoSed into oblivion between apparently DayZ and OFCRA groups. Jesus, not DayZ and OFCRA. DayZ and Reforger servers are getting DDoS. Yeah, my brain go bird today. Some Russian hacktivist group demanding like 0.8 of a Bitcoin from what I can pick up. And they're mad because of all of the Ukrainian support the company has given. And apparently they're also mad at the communities that, you know, have supported Ukraine stuff in the past and, like, glorified Ukraine itself, which is fair. Let's be honest, usually Russians are the butt end of the, I don't want to say joke, but they're usually treated as the antagonists in most server communities as, like, the default go-to bad guy. Which, yeah, fair enough. But what can you do? I'm here to play video games and stream them for your enjoyment, so it's just another occupational hazard we all have to live with. Meanwhile, here I am running, we're running LCE raids in New York to capture Lucent. We're fighting the Ukrainian military and Monolith while we play Stalker. And I've got a few other funny Doge-themed ops that we're going to be coming out with, and then we're working on a Halo campaign, and Mac Marine also is going to be hosting a Finnish boat raid on Friday, which I'll be on the ground for, so plenty of stuff to do. Gajan removed the Ukraine flag from their games like War Thunder, from what I heard. Fair. I mean, again... Oh... Very, very hot take, but as someone that has been on and off looking at the Ukraine war and everything, when it all started, I thought they had a legitimate chance, and now here we are years later where, you know, you've allowed the king of attrition to get into an attrition war. Didn't work with Napoleon, didn't work with Hitler. I don't think it's going to work with Ukraine. Unless they have someone else enter the war, and funny enough, even for Russia, they have a bunch of North Koreans in there now, so it's even more attrition. But yeah, it's all just a very sad waste of life venture of one country, but I'm just an outsider here, you know? What can I do? Yeah, right? And that's all Iron Curtain boogeyman bullshit, but c'est la vie. I'm just a video game streamer. I'm not going to tell you how to think on politics. You just do what you want. All I know is that Russians make really good bad guys for video games, but I also have plenty of communities out there that always tell me they want to be the bad guys too. I mean, just look at what Stillwater Security did before we wiped. We became the baddies at that point. We were relying on some Russian stuff to keep us going for the rest of that campaign. So, you know, whatever. C'est la vie. We're here to have fun. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at all of our forces here. So the British forces, looks like their weaponry is going to be M4 based. So these are special forces. We've got some slight magnifiers and all their scopes. Hold on one second. The game audio is incredibly quiet. Turning that up slightly, because that... Very quiet. That's kind of weird. Alright. I don't know, sometimes my headset bugs out and whatnot. So we've got the red dot and then a little magnifier behind the red dot to make that more effective. But it looks like we don't see anything else other than that. We got some GPMGs in play. We have some darter drones. but I'm not seeing any other type of weapon here. It's just magnified 5.56 based rifles. We have some transport cars over here, and then there's some boats marked off in this area. All right, excellent. So we've got GPMG RHIBs here, which, I mean, that's going to be decent, but the way the boats are going to be going on these waves... the GPMG is not going to be super duper effective, you know? Because with the waves, I mean, the bullets, it's going to be impossible to aim. That's going to literally just be a suppression weapon. Otherwise, it looks like it is all just that type of caliber there. I have a funny story for you guys in a minute. Let me just finish looking at everything. It looks like they're also choosing different scopes. We have some guys with shotguns. So that's an interesting choice for CQC. We got some more transport off-roads. We got some more boats on choice down here. And then looking at the final group south, these guys also have some boats and some vehicles to work with as well. But it's literally just rifles and machine guns and a few shotguns here and there with some medic kits. All right, let's go ahead and look at Blue 4 real quick. And they have pretty much the same thing. Same type of scope, same type of 5.56 based weapon. I just forget the name of that rifle specifically. But I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a mirror match. I don't see anything else here in terms of gear. And then you got the northern spawn. Yeah, same exact thing. I'm not even seeing machine guns. I'm literally just seeing police kits with 5.56 rifles and nothing else. So Op 4, they've got a few machine guns, they got a few shotguns, but I mean that's it with some boats. So this is going to be a very even rifle-based match. All right. Wait, nope, some of them have shotguns as well. All right, that's cool. But yeah, not even seeing any machine guns. But, I mean, that's fine because this is going to be one of those matches where if you kill your opponent, you can take all of his ammo. So you'll always be resupplied. Let's go ahead and look at the AOs here. So in this specific marker, we have the quote-unquote video gamer. I can't tell if that's a play off of PewDiePie, but, I mean, who cares at that point? Because I'm pretty sure he's Swedish. But we have then a Bitcoin farm over here. Yeah. They're just stealing Swedish Bitcoin. All right, I see how it is. And we got one thing right there. And then the final person, which I think is also worth a single point, the activist, is back over there. Jesus. And that's it, other than the final capture zone being this military base back there. So 10 points on the board. We'll see how Op 4 presses into the AO. Last thing I'll go over in Saxon Command. So for Op 4, it's going to be Oddball and Watts. And then we have Housecarl Command, Newton. I'm trying to see if there's an overarching commander here, and I don't think I see one. So it's two different commanders for two different groups, and then Blue 4 has an overall command, which is going to be Bruchman. And then his 2IC is going to be Lentil. All right. Fun fact, the VOD I posted for OFCRA, the Israeli one from, I think, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? YouTube took it down for quote-unquote extremist content. And the really funny thing was, the Israeli side won that fight. God, that cracked me up. So according to YouTube, Israel is an extremist group. And it kills me with laughter. But yeah, they only gave the channel, quote-unquote, a warning for the VODS channel. I think all 3 of my channels have received warnings now, but I don't give a shit. Like, how messed up that algorithm is. As someone that used to study it extensively and now just doesn't give a shit. It's the funniest thing, man. Axe Baron, they have some sort of 5.56 based rifle. I have no idea what it is, though. But, I mean, we see a symbol of it right there. It looks like a weird bastardization between an AR and an AK. That's for damn sure. Yeah, killing. We'll see where those rumors go, man. I have no idea. At this point, though, I'm gonna be honest, the amount of craziness I've been hearing out of American news outlets about XYZ has been nuts. Like, the Democrats are yelling at a bunch of things that the Trump administration is doing, but then the Trump administration is also pulling out all these things that the government is funding. And at this point, I don't know what to believe anymore, to the point I'm just going to tune out of the news for like a month and then come back and see the aftermath of it all. Because there's so much mudslinging right now that I don't think any American can believe what's going on. So just let it happen and then go back in a month, analyze it, and if you're for what's going on, cool. If you're not, well, you know who to vote for next time. But that's my 2 cents on the whole American politics climate. I'm here to play video games, man. Looks like a Sig Sauer 5.56. Fair. I mean, here, let me give you guys a better view. I'm just looking at the map micro. Oh, shit, they do have a helicopter. Where did the helicopter... Oh, shit, I didn't even notice that northern spawn point. Okay, so Blue 4 also have a UH-60 unarmed. And this is where the command team and a few others are. Very interesting. Well, good thing we checked. I would have completely missed that and gone, huh, why is there a helicopter? But these guys also have some GPMGs. Okay. And then they have their own boat. And a cable-tied guy that they left behind in the water. Okay. So they have a single 50 cal patrol boat, though. So my question is, how does... I guess OPFOR is meant to use the boats immediately as transport, because if they linger, then the 50 cal boat will come in and kill them. I hear shots back here. It's a very quiet gun, whatever was just firing. That might have been the shotgun, actually. It's like he's potentially dropping it, though. Damn, those are some really well-textured shells, though. Good God. Anyway, OP has begun. We're already seeing OPFOR deploying multiple boats into the water. The southern group is just going to be focusing on the ground. And it looks like they hit each other and already caused some issues. Probably going full speed and they hit a stop sign. That's why the stop sign exists, to prevent that from happening. And then the rest of OPFOR is deploying along 5 different boats here. I'd imagine there's going to be more deploying from the boats. This car is literally going to take like 20 to 30 minutes to drive around this entire map. I'm really surprised they're not just taking the boats outright. But let's go ahead and study this from the macro view. But how's everyone's Thursday going? We've got this and then OFCRA tonight. We have a very large OFCRA AO. And, fun facts, the pay for pain elements begin tonight. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm still balancing out the pay for pain elements themselves, but they will debut tonight in a document for you all to see. They will be mainly affecting OPFOR. However, there will be some Green 4 multipliers as well. And I've got various little price points for them. Alright, so we see some OPFOR dismounting early on right here. Let me tab out real quick. I want to give you guys a final player count. Yep, still about 135. OPFOR choosing an early dismount here. Blue 4 choosing a dismount just past this bridge. Or, excuse me, the tunnel. God, opposite things there. I do love parts of this map, though. They do have some nice little tunnel aspects and everything. But we've got one dismount right here. We got another one going into Dalsbig over on the side. We have some Blue 4 that have come all the way out. They're trying to make a defensive position right here. And Op 4, we got even more of those boats coming out. One guy looks like he's been left marooned. We'll see what he does. And then we got that one off-road driving around. But a majority of Op 4's infantry potentially all going to go down to the same spot. I wouldn't be surprised if Op 4 bypassed this first objective and instead went for these 3. And then for that one over there. This one really just serves to spread Blue 4 infantry out. So I'd imagine they might do a landing here, attack through this bridge. And then just try to push on. But they're going to take heavy casualties going on this bridge. Good God, it's a massive open area. They could also try to water crossing it, but... you know, actually, there's not a lot of bad positions to cross on those areas here. Random question, trying to fix the NVIDIA app, not finding settings, found a video. I have no idea, Shark. I don't mess with the NVIDIA stuff. I only update my graphics card driver files when prompted. But I found that I didn't get anything positive from their, like, GeForce experience or whatever it was called, so I just kind of got rid of it. Alright, so we've got Twigs guys moving through. This guy's unmarked, but he's definitely not acting like an AI, so... It's one of Twig King's guys. Maybe it's bots respawned body.
Rally up.
Alright, Op 4, I mean, we've got... Look at all these boats. One off to the side, 3 more coming down, and then another 2 trailing behind. I think one actually went back and picked up that one guy, but the Blue 4 boat, I mean, it's still a good chunk of territory away. I think with Op 4's plan, if they're going to do a dismount like into here, there's not going to be any issue.
Who do you want to win the Super Bowl?
Who do I want to win the Super Bowl? That's a very good question. Bloodwing and I, since college, have had a tradition. There's a restaurant called Texas de Brazil, which is a Brazilian steakhouse. You normally go in there, you pay anywhere, I think it's like $59 now, because inflation, blah. But it's an all-you-can-eat place. However, they do takeout. And they'll let you take half pounds or full pounds of the meat. And as far as I remember, that was cheaper than just going in, because you could get exactly what you wanted for a pretty good price. But I need to run the numbers again for this year. But we always buy a bunch of that takeout, and then we sit down and we have a watch party, mainly just for the commercials. I don't really give a shit about the game. I know a lot about football. I don't really care about the gameplay itself. I can enjoy it as, you know, someone that knows about football. But Bloodway and I, we've never really cared about who wins. But the Super Bowl commercials, those have always been pretty good. Some have been pretty good. Some have been pretty meh. And I remember, I think Temu... like 2 years ago, maybe it was 3, I've already lost count, but they first debuted off of the Super Bowl, doing a bunch of Super Bowl commercials. Their commercials were but yeah, they really skyrocketed, didn't they? But yeah, that's our Super Bowl tradition, but to clarify, we don't really watch it for anything, you know? Now, I know there's a lot of passionate people out there that don't want the Chiefs, or I think it's the Eagles also playing. Or is it the Pittsburgh Steelers? That just shows you how much I care. It's one of those 2 other teams, but most people want them both to lose, apparently. Eagles versus Chiefs. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, and then some people just take it as an excuse to party, and I'm going to be honest, I guess I fall into that category, because that's just a tradition Bloodwing and I have, and it's fun. You gotta wonder what restaurants and sports bars, that's probably their best time of the year, is Super Bowl season when you think about it. Who cares? Have to see Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, because isn't she dating that one guy in the Chiefs or something, and that's why football had like a massive spike in popularity, because all of her fans wanted to see her? God, talk about cult behavior, though. Good God. Anyway, Op 4, they've seen Blue 4 on the coast here, so they're starting to suppress this position. Oh, you got Malin over here with Nemesis. So they're trying to pick off some people driving up on the coast there. We got more boats coming in. Look at this, though. One of the boats is just going to go right up to the objective and get that first point. Super risky to do, but they're not taking any resistance. So they're just going to be able to go up and take it. We do have the UH-60 coming in, though, so that might try to land. But, yeah, no, OFCRA might just be able to go right up there and get a point on the board. So Blue 4, they're going to mount up this 4-man team and move away. This is actually really good for OPFOR, though, because it means they could bypass this bridge, mount up all their people in these boats. You also have these guys waiting on reserve. They can just follow suit with these guys and then go. Nemesis, oh, almost hitting the trees with that really sharp turn. But right now, this is really, really good news for OPFOR, because they can pretty much bypass these danger crossings, and if they want to, just maneuver around with their boats, go on the side that they don't have to deal with any choke points, just move in from here. And Blue 4 is not going to have the manpower to stop something like that. How many can fit in each boat? At least a squad of like 8 to 12 people. So, you know, whoa. So I think OPFOR is in a really good position to win here. They're going to get 1 point on the board from this. I don't think there's been any casualties yet other than superficial ones. There's only been a few, like, sprayers of combat, and the video gamer's dead. That was a little excessive. Anyway, OPFOR get a point on the board and start destroying his equipment. Lovely. Look, I'll know I made it in life if British Special Forces raid my house and execute me, okay? That's how I know I've made it. The British, of all people. Here's the thing, though. None of the OPFOR elements need to be here at this point. They could literally just mount up in the boats and ferry them over to the mainland, because this is going to be a safer prospect than trying to move past these choke points. And if these guys do not come in and back up that force, I'm worried that they're not going to have the numbers to continue on. And you do have a squad driving out back here. But this choke point is going to be killer. And then you have another choke point here where Blue 4 are just holding this opening right here, because this is the entrance to the bridge. I'm going to be honest, I think they'd be better over here instead, or Blue 4 putting a group over to cover the other side of the bridge as well, because this is just a natural choke point to utilize that crossing. So, right off the bat, I don't agree with OPFOR bringing up forces to reinforce. I think they were expecting more resistance here, but this is the flank that should be reinforced more, because there's not, a mission-critical choke point that Blue 4 can hold them off on. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of attrition casualties here, and this is where Blue 4 can bounce back. And now it's just going to be another waiting game. We do have that UH-60 kind of circling up there. Not sure what it's doing. And then this OPFOR element's going to move in on foot. I wonder... There was a truck left behind, but it can only handle 6, and there's 7 of them. So either they're going to keep walking, or they're going to get the truck and then ferry the one guy back. Which, I mean, to join up with this element, it's not that far, but at the same time, that's going to put him in a cutoff position. And then you got these guys holding back here, though they did have one guy get knocked out when he tried to dismount the boat. The one issue is that the hunter-killer boat for Blue 4 is slowly coming in, so... I don't know. High-altitude recon? Could be. And they do know that OPFOR is over on this area, so this helicopter could be flying around at this point. I do want to try to get a little check on her, though. Okay, so it's only ground command and the pilot in there now. They did funnel another squad into the AO, and they're somewhere. It was the MG group, so I think they were landed somewhere over here, and now they're moving to make this front line over here. Maybe one of OPFOR's plans is to deliberately put a smaller force here to pull as much attention away, to then have an easier time crossing this area. But at the same time, these groups are going to be so close together that they're just going to end up supporting each other, and they're still going to get caught on that choke point. So I think there's a bit of a flaw in OPFOR's planning at the moment, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see some groups turn around, take the boats, and cross it. It's anyone's guess. Ground command's probably in the air, so he can quickly fly over his troops and not be restricted by any radio ranges and quickly coordinate everybody. Plus, he can act as a second set of eyes to the air vehicle because that's the main reconnaissance Vic. And OPFOR doesn't have any AAA capability other than their 5.56 rifles and their GPMGs. And no AA as well. So the helicopter is actually a pretty safe place for ground command, and not only ground command, but also do reconnaissance. All right, we see some flashing down here. It looks like they are attempting a small arms fight over here. So this group of 5 spotted early. Little worrisome for these guys because now OPFOR can route some forces on the northern side and flank these guys, even to the south as well. But you see that OPFOR's also set up this massive battle line here. They were expecting Blue 4 to have some resistance on this ridge, but I'm going to be honest, why do that when you can just hold the bridges? Just literally hold the objectives themselves. That gives you a good crossing point. Some flares just went off. And if you just hold the choke points and the objectives, you're going to nullify what your opponent can really do. I think maybe there's a plan for some OPFOR to move south and get on this southern MSR for these 2 objectives. Blue 4 has put a few guys down to defend against that. Maybe that's what this truck's for, but it's a bit of a weird call. Yep, so now we see these guys. They found the truck. They're mounting up, but again, that can only fit 6, and they do have a 7, so we'll see what they decide to do for that decision. And then you got OPFOR in 2 tiers of forces coming in. Depso is on point looking around, though, as the medic. Should never see the medic up ahead like this because he's the only guy who can get people up, but we also have those machine gunners now coming up to reinforce the defensive positions that Blue 4 has started digging in this AO. Depso gets a kill. Immediately drops the first guy. He's going to now run for it because he might realize that that's the main force. So he's immediately running back, getting his gun back. He's got friendlies up on that little ridge. More flares going off. That could also be command signaling to his forces that there are enemies coming. Tonto was able to get a kill off of a smoke grenade thrower down there. I think that was a squad leader on point. What we need to see is one of these groups come down and flank those 5 so that the main OPFOR group can go through. And then you have these infantry. They just dismounted their vehicle back. Okay, no, never mind. I thought that was that group coming in. But I have to assume that these guys are going to cross, then go south. And then come around the southern side and potentially go for the other HVT kill early on. Because there's no reason for them to use the vehicle. Instead, they could have just used the boats to be part of this. So if I see them come up and dismount and just join the fight right here, that is also going to make very little sense to me. Now, this is interesting. We've got... Yep, so they've dismounted a few guys to leave him there. So I'd imagine they might try to do a dismount right here and then go back for the other guys. But if they go too far, they're going to run into some Blue 4 that have been placed here to kind of set a blocking position. The helicopter audio is messing with him. Nemesis, I think he just noticed that vehicle and he just radioed it to his guys. Or he saw it and thinks it's friendly because it is a Blue 4 vehicle. I don't think they noticed the Blue 4 elements here, but I don't think Blue 4 thought they were hostile. Nemesis looked right at it and thought it was friendly. Now you got OPFOR with this main wave coming in. The machine gunner teams have instead opted to make new positions across this area, leaving this Blue 4 element to dry. We need to see some exceptional marksmanship on the Blue 4 elements here because they're fighting a force with 3-to-1 odds at this point. You got Wombat a little lost here. He might get engaged by this 4-man team, giving himself away. These guys moving up to Blue 4's previous spot. But you could see these guys take out Wombat and then come on the rear of this force and take him out. So it was Twigkin, I think, that died from that smoke grenade. And then you've got the command team coming around. They're going to be flanking that element. I don't know. I feel like Okay, so Blue 4, they spotted that one guy. They might think there's more, but Wombat's probably about to get eliminated, and then Blue 4 is going to hurry on to the rear of this element, but you could also have that Blue 4 team flanked and eliminated by these 4 guys hot on their tail after they hear that gunfire open up. Meanwhile, looking at the main fight going on right now, if Blue 4 are able to properly hold against this attack wave, that's going to take a big chunk of Op4's infantry out. I don't think it's going to be enough to change the game. You still have other aspects that could go down. Why is this vehicle off-road? Are they trying to tow additional vehicles up to assist? Maybe they're going to try to vehicle blitz the bridge. That would be unwise. All right, Wombat running, Blue 4 running after them, Op 4 hot on their tail. It's a very interesting flanking situation here. Wombat, I think, knows that he's being followed now. I think someone told him. He gets spotted, immediately headshotted by Timo. Op 4 heard those gunshots. I don't know why they're digging their heels in now. Proper move would be to push. We have some Op 4 starting to push some of Blue 4's defensive line here. That shotgun, it's a full auto shotty. Nubaz actually gets a kill with it. So it's the shotgunners that are pushing aggressively right here. Nubaz dodging shots by Callie. Ambush just went off too. Blue 4 went down on that side. These machine gunner groups are now flanking Mr. Cool. 9 Banes are being thrown up. Parthius trying to get a shot on some of these guys over here. Meanwhile, on the other side, we got Bluck and PHK starting to try to make a move. Cheeseburger throws a grenade, gets a really good roll on it. That might get a double kill. It does. Cheeseburger gets knocked out for it, but that's pretty good. Op 4, meanwhile, take a knockout and a casualty as the 2 Blue 4 knockouts wake back up. A little bit of a lack of aggression there at the end, but they do have those 3 men to join them. I don't know. Looking at the Blue 4 number here compared to Op 4, Blue 4 definitely whittled down quite a good chunk of the forces here. We see multiple dead bodies for one of the groups. Lolo trying to move up, but he gets knocked out. Parthius returning with that shotgun. Callie gets knocked out. Quick tack reload. And Callie blows another guy away with that shot. Or Parthius, excuse me. Blows another guy away. Callie needs to be double tapped. Parthius might get his second kill here. There it is. It's rare to see shotguns this effective in PvP, but damn is it nice to see. All right, Blue 4 took 1 casualty here. And it looks like Op 4 are waking up their forces there. That casualty was Jamera, who tried to push up. I don't see how Op 4 are going to be able to get through these machine gun teams, though. And if they're going to put themselves in this position, now they're threatening to be pushed from the south. This group might get wiped. We might see some reinforcements come in, but it's not going to be much. Meanwhile, Op 4 now pushing Blue 4's position on this spot. House Carl command is dead. He just got picked off, so Saxon's going to probably take over for the entire force. Blue 4 now running through the tunnel to get away. They were a 5-man team. Now they're down to 3. We have Goatland coming up to this flanking position. He's going to find 2 dead friendlies. I wouldn't say this is the main deciding fight because Blue 4 still has a big chunk of infantry down here that could still make a play. Or excuse me, Op 4. Blue 4 still have a lot of reserves coming in from that big boat. Now this one's going to start patrolling the coast. That boat is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with on that specific choke point. There hasn't been a proper steamroll, though, for either side yet to really manage everything. Now we got a 6v3 group up there. And Blue 4 on the defensive, so it's going to be really difficult for them to get out of that fight. Goatland tried to push up. He got taken out by Depso, I believe. Curious about Depso's kill count. He's only on 2. Now Op 4, they're trying to hold and engage against that defensive position. We do see some knockouts, but we have another Blue 4 group coming around. And OFCRA just looking around, trying to find where that Blue 4 group went, not realizing they might have gone through the bridge. But this group seems to really be digging their heels in instead of advancing. We've got one group that's come around all the way over here. I don't think they can seriously consider crossing the river with this few guys in that OFCRA position up here. So, I don't know, anyone's guess at that point. Blue 4, though, they're continuing to whittle down the outlying forces on this OFCRA element. We've got this battle line forming, but it's going to be flanked on both sides. And then you've got this base of fire position that's going to keep them pinned. So I think this OFCRA element's going to get wiped. Meanwhile, back here, the Blue 4 element, I mean, they've gotten them down to, what, 5 people now? So 1 OFCRA casualty for 1 Blue 4 casualty and 1 knockout. That was Malin and Nemesis going down, so... Tough call there, but they're not going to be needed to clean this up. I think OFCRA is going to get cleaned up here on their own. Then you're going to have a larger group fight a smaller group, and that's going to be it. Ninebane's going in. NASA trying to move in. Cheeseburger gets the flank and eliminates NASA, saving Guy with Rifle and Kremet. But Eric trying to get Guy with Rifle here, but he's able to crawl away. Honey? Hey, I'm in the middle of a stream. I'll finish cleaning the kitchen after, okay? Bloodwing came home early. I got a bunch of stuff going in the dishwasher. She's making dinner tonight, so I just have to make sure she has the room to cook. But yeah, I noticed my front door open. I'm like, oh, am I getting robbed? Great! Awesome! Yeah, so the boat back here is the 1 Blue 4 boat. This is a 50 cal patrol boat. It's basically to prevent OFCRA from, like, rushing down with 50 cals or whatnot, but now it's going to make crossing this bridge much more difficult because that's a 50 cal that can easily suppress a position. All right, OFCRA now down to 6 guys. Blue 4 has the number advantage in this position. I mean, just look at the skull count of Blue 4. You have an entire group wiped. Yeah, that was the group that was getting flanked in a 2v1. But the other groups, when they were in the other 2v1 with the larger group, compared to OFCRA, they've lost a majority of that attacking force. And then you have additional deaths from the other firefight that's been going on right here. So if this continues to play off, it's going to be a Blue 4 victory. And yeah, it's technically a SOCOM boat, but it only has a single 50 cal. Eric gets Cheeseburger. A grenade gets thrown over, though. Barrows gets knocked out by Ivnomane. I mean, we could see these 2 guys sweep the remaining 4 guys here. It's unlikely, but it has happened in OFCRA in the past. Parthius might push up and sweep those guys, and then these guys could reinforce the remaining group. They could still beat out this area, so it just heavily relies on the PvP. Ivnomane circles around, runs right into Kremet, and it's a 2v1 fight right there. And they're able to get him. We have 5 infantry here, 4 infantry in the back. Meanwhile, back here, it looks like this Blue 4 group finally ran into an OFCRA element. They were able to get a knockout to trade off, but now Bogdan and Pingus are coming around. They're going to catch Wilhelm in the back here. Wilhelm, I'm not sure. He might be too busy doing medical to notice Pingus. Yep. He was in medical menu. And that covered his ability to see Pingus do that little skyline right there. You got some long-range fighting between this 4-man element. Blue 4 sending some reinforcements down to try to assist. Pingus is going to come up, see the medical. Drops them both. Fredo wakes back up, only to get immediately tapped. I think Bogdan got the final shot there. Wilhelm waiting to see some double taps there. There it is. And that Blue 4 group is wiped. Honestly, if you're in the middle of enemy territory, hot take, don't do medical on your friend. You need to get out of there. Like, you guys are screwed if you're behind enemy lines, and if your buddy goes down, that's really unfortunate, but if you sit down and do medical, they're gonna just find you and execute you. That's the truth. Live Liru robbery reaction, yeah, right? Alright, Rigel's still alive. He's trying to make a push on this 4-man element. Looks like Pingus... Not Pingus. Parthius tried to push on these guys. He got taken out. OPFOR only down to 2, so those guys are rallying back. Rigel, meanwhile, trying to come along these big rocks. He sees Guy with Rifle, gets the knockout, and Kremet gets the immediate headshot top-down shot. Double taps going on him, and that's GG. Meanwhile, OpFor, this 4-man team's down to a 2-man team now, so someone started sniping back. And 50 cal boats now going to be a show of force right here to prevent any more of those long-range attacks. And now, I'm going to be honest, OpFor's boxed in right here. The only other option they have is to potentially go south, but we still have these vehicles sitting back here. OpFor does have a point on the board, but there's 10 points total to get, so... From here, I don't really see how OpFor maneuvers other than bringing their vehicles up, driving south, and then going along here, getting the single point right here, and then getting the stuff over there. I don't know who OpFor's side commander is. I'm going to assume it is Saxton, though. So you got to remember, both sides will get 2 points if they keep their side commanders alive by the 70-minute mark, which is also probably why the side commander's in the helicopter, because he's not going to get killed in there. The only way he could get killed is if Blue 4 somehow commandeer the 50 cal boat and then shoot the helicopter down. But I'm going to be honest, from here, I really don't know how OpFor is going to make a move. They need a miracle play. They need an Adriano. Who do I think will win? I think Blue 4 will, because they've got the better positions at this point now. OpFor's bulk of infantry are now stuck on a critical choke point. Blue 4 can hold that with literally a single machine gun. Right now they have a single rifleman, but that's going to be enough. The only way OpFor can maneuver is if they utilize the southern bridge, which does have a skeleton defensive group on it, but that can be quickly overwhelmed with sheer force. Or OpFor, like, find another position across the river that isn't defended and then just start pushing through, but that's also partially why this boat's coming by. So unless OpFor change up their strategy, utilize some of their vehicles, and find different crossing points, there's not much that's going to be done here. We're just going to have a bit of a lull at this point. But what do you guys think? What have you liked to see so far, and what do you think could be different, you know? I mean, from here, you're just having a long-range fight between a boat and a machine gun squad, and that 50 cal is going to have a lot better time actually suppressing people compared to those 5.56 calibers. I will say, though, the 50 cal boat's heavily overranged, but at the same time, it's also fighting waves. You can see it's trying to walk those rounds in, but it's not really having the easiest of times. Still, it's fun to watch them engage each other like this. Here's the thing, though. This is only going to serve to stall OpFor. Yes, it's 90 minutes, but OpFor need to be making a plan to cross this bridge. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna swim this. They're actually going to swim this. There's no way they don't swim it. I think they're crazy. I just heard someone get shot. Ah, here are the bodies I was looking for, yeah. Hey, look, he's dead. They're gonna get picked off. Templar is the one that's gotten 3 headshots so far. They're gonna risk it for the biscuit and they're gonna lose. OpFor is gonna push more people into here. They're just gonna get picked off. If OpFor wanted to win this, they should have repositioned more forces to this fight. They could have bypassed this Blue 4 reinforcing group, which is now gonna come down here and help block off everything. But yeah, now you got some people pulling back. They might go back for the boat and try to go around. Gazag is literally the only way OpFor can still win in this position here. If he can find a spot and pick off some of the Blue 4 marksmen back here and open a hole for OpFor to cross, he could win it. Also, we have a 3-man OpFor team also starting to cross. Blue 4 doesn't have eyes on this position because they're too busy with that group. That could be another potential point, but I'm really surprised we're not seeing OpFor bringing more forces down to these other objectives here to try to scout them out. because any point could be a crossing point. You also notice they marked an out-of-bounds position to prevent OPFOR from just going around the river like that. OPFOR's fate literally rests on a handful of people right now. You do have this other OPFOR group coming down that is going to get them close to the boat. Maybe they'll be able to get the pickoffs there and then engage in a fight right there, but there could be some better plans. I have no idea what these guys are shooting at. I think someone called up that there was a hostile over here because there's no reason for them to make that engagement unless the boat's really pinning them down, but something just fell. I think that was part of the tree debris that they were shooting at. Gazag is instead going to... I have no idea where he's going. So it's going to rely on these three. Pinga's pretty good. Bogdan, I mean, he's gotten 2 kills, and Arthur's on none, but, I mean, okay, maybe we'll see it turn around. Grzyzowski got a little greedy there and gets knocked out. And it was an 8-minute safe start, so the first objective, what, 50, 60, 70... I think it was a 40 and 50, so we still have another 16 minutes for this objective to be cashed in. But I think this team's goal is going to be to cross and somehow get to that objective. If not, maybe go down and hit that one instead. But, I mean, these two are worth 2 points. That top one OPFOR got was worth 1, and this one's worth 1, and then that final one's worth 2. And then, again, the commander bonus. If your commander's alive by the 70-minute mark, you gain 2 points. Maybe these guys are going to go all the way around, come in from the south, and then maybe try to get on one of the objectives from that side. There's so many interesting options here. I think Snobus noticed them crossing, tries to get a shot on Pingus. Misses his angle, gets Pingus on his knees, gets the knockout and the double tap. Bogan just literally picks a direction and immediately gets headshotted. No freaking way. Arthur goes low. Snobus opting to double tap bodies now. Grenade goes out. That's a good idea to throw that nade in case there's more movement. Arthur's going to play dead, and he's at an angle that Snobus can't check. Now you're seeing some blind suppression. Snobus is trying to get them to rout so he can see them get up and take them out. I have no idea where Gazag's going at this point. Maybe he's going all the way to the back to do a one-man hold, but... Yep, and he spots Arthur and gets the kill. So triple kill for Snobus, and, yeah, I think this is GG. I normally do not call GGs this early on, but that was OPFOR's last hope there. Was that or Gazag, and they're off the reservation. Even the 50 cal boat's coming to just harass people. Just goes to show the original Vikings cannot be out-Vikinged. But, you know, therein lies an interesting point. OPFOR won a point by quick raiding it. The rest of these are direct engagements that the Viking faction, in this case it's the British because it's a reverse off of history, but this isn't a raid, this is a full-on attack, and maybe that's why OPFOR's losing. OPFOR's meant to be raiding these positions. Just look at that. Four dead guys in the same little kill box here. I wonder how many more we're going to see right here before OPFOR realize that that spot is not a good one. Maybe we can see the vehicle come around. OPFOR needs to at least keep their site commander alive, get this 1-point objective, and potentially get that 2-point objective. So the only way OPFOR can still win is if Oddball stays alive by the 70-minute mark, OPFOR pushes in, secures the Bitcoin mine down here, and then goes down and assassinates the target. That would give 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. That would lead to an OPFOR. Well, no, still not, because Blue 4 can get 2 points here, 2 points here, keep their side commander alive, and also get 6. So that would at least tie the game. In the event a game ties, then I just refund the prediction. Everyone gets their money back. I don't know. Like, I'm struggling to find where OFCRA can still win. I think this force is being tasked to go all the way around to get the assassination target. That one I don't think is going to be an issue. From there, they can then walk up and try to hold the final objective. I think these guys are going to come around and also try to hold the final objective, though I would disagree in saying that's too early. Instead, they should come on and assist with this 2-point objective, because Blue 4 is clearly intent on holding this spot, so maybe this is going to create a pinning position, and then you're just going to have OFCRA now try to push that Blue 4 area, but the boat's going to come back and keep that pinned, and you already have Blue 4 coming around over here now to try to set up Overwatch. Like, I think this is GG. If OPFOR was still using some of their off-roads to make crossings, then we'd be good, but I'm waiting for one of these guys to get spotted and immediately get shot at. However, they're prone in a wheat field. However, the wheat de-renders when they're far away. I think this guy spotted them, and he's radioing it in because the wheat doesn't render after a certain range. So we just got to the 40-minute mark. So now every 10 minutes we're going to see a new objective. You see these guys walking around up there, and he's looking right at them. Because they think that they're fine in this wheat field. But that's not how armor rendering works, unfortunately. You got this big group coming around. You got a 3-man command team coming around here, probably just doing some reconnaissance. Yeah, they're just going to go and sit the final objective, and I'm going to be honest, that's a bit of a waste, because Blue 4 is eventually going to move back there. They're just going to focus on all the timed objective first, then move in and bulldoze 3 people. Boat, I believe, is now going to turn around and start engaging that team. But let's be honest, like, where are they going to be able to cross? It would have been better if they didn't cross right on top of the obviously defended objective and instead tried to focus on, like, the thinnest point of the river to cross and then scout it out to see if they were being, you know, scouted out by the enemy. Obviously, it's easy to tell for us that, you know, there's points where it's not being watched, but crossing right on top of the objective, I mean, you saw what happened right there with that 3-man OPFOR team. One guy killed all 3 of them. See, now some of these guys are giving away their position by firing up at the helicopter. I think this is going to be a solid Blue 4 victory here. You're going to see the 2 points here, the 2 points there, the 2 points keeping their commander alive, and then the 2 points at the final objective. Final score is probably going to be 8-3 or 9. It's either going to be 9-3 or 8-4. You see these guys are driving up in this direction. I hope they don't do something suicidal, like rush over the bridge with the vehicles. Now you see these guys getting engaged from multiple different areas here. They're actually trying to swim back. Some tracers coming in. This would be a really good time for some smoke grenades. They already know you're here. Might as well give yourself some concealment. I do appreciate the base of fire we're seeing. These guys were engaging to get those 4 guys over. Then these guys ran out and started firing as these guys started pulling away. That, admittedly, was some good tactic work. Now you're seeing the smoke billow out, but that's a bit late. That should have gotten billowing out as soon as the gunfire started. So the vehicles are coming up here to pick everybody up. I wonder if they're going to then route along the back and then come around to cross over here. No, I see what these guys are doing. They're going to bypass and get the single kill objective right there for another point on the board. That's very smart. And then maybe OFCRA can rally all their forces and go for the final objective. OFCRA's only hope to tie the game would be to pull all their forces back to the south and slowly rally them into this final position. I don't think they have enough time to get into this AO. But what they should be doing is pulling them south, getting some vehicles, dismounting the infantry here, and then letting them river cross, and then moving up the peninsula to that position because they don't have the time to properly drive all the forces up, because that would be crossing here, left, and then taking this bridge over to that final base. All being done while the helicopter and the boat can potentially spot them. And as soon as the helicopter does, then the boat's going to be routed to go south to cover. So it's not... Oh, there's not a lot they can do here. Everyone can fit. I don't know why we have infantry out here. They should be getting in the vehicles because they want to leave this position, right? I hope to God they don't do a thunder run. They even blocked off the bridge. Now you got some blue for it, taking some of the OFCRA boats. All of them appear to be damaged, though. Probably taking some damage from when they were rammed onto shore. I do not understand why Oddball and Watts are staying here. They're commanders. That worries me, because they wouldn't get in a vehicle that was potentially going to be destroyed because they want to get those 2 points at the 70-minute mark. So what did they just order these guys to do? Well, if they turn a right, we're going to know. Well, they could also take the road right there. So they're going to go straight or take a left. Please take a left. Please take a fucking left. No! No! Oh, no, bro! No fucking way did you order your people to die. They're gonna have to go for that. He's gonna get run over because that's the only way for the vehicles to go. I cannot even begin to tell you what's wrong with this. He just threw a grenade and killed his own guys. That's amazing. Everyone's just shooting at everything that moves. Oh, there's still plenty of Blue 4 infantry that are going to run in and stop this thunder rush, but... My God. This poor recruit didn't sign up for this shit. Dudes didn't walk back up. Templar's hiding under the bridge. Daniel's running for it. Because he's going to find this one guy. He gets prone dropped. Oh my god. These three need to be making a move on the objective. Instead, they're staying on this little area here. I'd imagine maybe that's to be a distraction so these guys can cross, but they're staying back instead because they don't want to risk dying and losing those 2 points. So this has to be a distraction for these guys, but then you got... Pie's going for it. Yes! Duidson gets the kill off of Templar and Grishkovsky. Well, it's only knockouts, but he needs to double tap. And then I don't know where the other guy went. Maybe he pulled back? No, he ended up dying too. What? I'm so confused. The GPMG somehow does not beat Snobus out. Okay, well, Duidson... He's making a run for the objective. Crazy and Thompson. We could see an upset here. Oh, but it's cashed in 30 seconds. There's no way. If they had more time, then maybe they could have beaten the 1v1. No, because Duidson's going to go prone now and potentially do some medical. That could have tied up the game. I'm going to assume they went in here and got the kill. Yep, so other VIP's dead. So Op 4 is 2 points on the board, and there it is. Failed by East, completed by West. So 2 points on the board for Blue 4. The score is now tied 2-2. Next cash-in is going to be right here, and most of Op 4's infantry is stuck on this spot. I think that's game. You had a slight chance for an upset, but there goes Duidson losing a 4-1 right there. I gotta give it this, though. That was probably the craziest play I've seen in a hot second. Another Op 4 member was just caught and eliminated. Now it's just Thompson and Crazy still moving down to that objective, but it's mooted. Plus, there's more Blue 4 on it. They're now taking fire by Snubus. Can he extend his 3-kill lead? Actually, it's 4 kills, right? So we got Blue 4 command in the heli. Though you got a Blue 4 team now deploying behind Op 4's command area there. If they get assassinated within the next 19 minutes, then it's definitely GG for Blue 4. Because at that point, there's no point tally that Op 4 can make to win. Crazy, the last Op 4 member left alive on this side of the... well, no, that's a lie. There's a few other guys. And he's dead. Did the 50 cal just get him? Nope, but they helped. Now you got these guys walking back. So, from an admin perspective, I think the only questionable thing, like from that side, was one guy getting run over, but at the same time, he was at the only position where vehicles could cross, so I would rule that as his fault. I also am not sure if they were allowed to block the bridge like that, so who knows. Either way, though, I don't think that would have changed much. All right. Oddball's injured. If he dies here, it's GG. Like, it's actually 100% GG at that point, because then Op 4 can't get those 2 points. Bogo just spotted him. He tries to take him out. Lucky son of a bitch, Oddball. And Defso kills him. Watson guy with rifle just do a one-tap trade there. Who's going to wake up first? There's a Blue 4 guy going to come around and get him. All right, final score is going to be 2 points to Op4 and 8 points to Blue 4. Op4 gets the 2 points, one for this objective, one for that objective. Yep, he gets double taps. And then Blue 4 is going to get 2 points for here, 2 points for here, 2 points for here, and then 2 points for their commander being alive by the 70-minute mark. I mean, at this point, this is all the infantry Op4 has left, and this is all the infantry Blue 4 has left. Plus, some of them are mounted in vehicles right now. I think Op4 had the chance to win in the beginning if they reposition their force to avoid these choke points. Because now you're just having Op4 getting caught in choke points. They could have just immediately seen that, hey, this was clear, we have a landing zone. Let's funnel all of our forces up here. Because at that point, the only choke point they really have to worry about is this little forested patch here and this little forested patch here, which they could have quickly overwhelmed. Because Blue 4 would have still been completely spread out along all of these objectives and they would have been unable to commit all their force to holding those choke points, and then Op4 could have defeated Blue 4 in detail and just systematically taken all these positions. Or they could have literally hit this one, hit that one, and then if they took too much resistance, they could have just bypassed and held this final position. Because that still would have given them 2, 4, 5, and then 7 points to 2, 3, 4, 5 points Blue 4 could have made. So I think Op4 lost because Oddball was inelastic in being able to change his plan, realizing where those choke points would have been. And I don't blame him for that, because you don't actually see a lot of river play and bridge play in OFCRA, so I don't think the commanders have a lot of experience in doing that. Here's what's going to happen. In 7 minutes, this is going to get cashed out, and then you're going to see all of these forces move to this final zone. You're going to have this team come down here, maybe check on the VIP, notice it's dead, and then everyone is just going to boot, scoot, and bookie back to the final position. I don't think the chopper was mismanaged at all for Blue 4. I think it was a really good idea to, first off, funnel the force in. They deployed them a bit far. I think they could have deployed them a bit more on top, but at the same time, that also allowed for Blue 4 to put them anywhere they needed to plug a gap. But we saw the response time of those forces getting up to here. So if Op4 had more infantry there, I think they could have broken through. But even then, the fact that Op4 was... they outnumbered the Blue 4 defensive force 2-1 before that Blue 4 QRF got there, and they still lost. So, I mean, that's just the power of attrition. And I think another reason we could have seen Op4 also deploy their forces all the way around back here and completely bypass those objectives. The fear would have been running into the 50 cal boat, but I think there would have been enough room. Let me do a quick scroll out here. It would have been close, but there would have been time for them to deploy on the northern side and just come in from the north. If they weren't comfortable with this landing zone, they could have avoided that choke point as well by coming around the entire area. But hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Op4 wanted to get into the zone quick, so they picked a very risky position to do it, and that's how it worked out. Blue 4 now picking up additional infantry. I'm not sure if they're going to helicopter them over, or maybe to the south, but we'll see where that vehicle deploys. There is no way in hell you're going to thunder run this. In an enemy wait a minute. And they dismounted right in front of a machine gun. Never mind. I thought they were going to go right up to the building. He just failed his grenade throw, didn't he? Oh my god, they killed him while he was cooking a grenade. They killed him while he was cooking a grenade, and he just killed everybody except for this one dude. If you're going to do that, just drive up to the damn building. You had more of a chance driving up to that building and getting someone to dismount in here to activate the objective than just dismounting next to the objective and immediately getting picked off. Like, that was... If you're gonna commit to a rush... No, we're gonna compare these two. All right, this, they pulled off to the side of the objective, dismounted, immediately died, got one knockout. The other one, they literally blitzed through the bridge. And they were a lot more effective, and it caused a lot more confusion, and you had a bigger chunk of Blue 4 die because they committed to the bit. So if you're going to commit to a rush, you have to commit to getting right on top of the objective if you can. If not, you get blocked off somewhere, then you can dismount, but if you have a straight shot to the objective, not like some crazy wide turn you have to do, commit. Because all you need is one guy to dismount, interact with that laptop, and you get the 2 points, and that could have brought OFCRA back. For maybe 10 seconds before I would say, oh yeah, but now OFCRA doesn't have any numbers, and now Blue 4 is just going to control that final position. Meanwhile, Blue 4 over here... Bro's got an AS-50. So I guess the helicopter crews had a sniper rifle, and I never noticed, but... Okay. Even then, you got OFCRA trying to sweep around right here. There's only, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys. If I have a mod in chat, you can pay the prediction out to Blue 4. There's no way in hell. Because again, they got 2 points there, another 2 points, and then final 2 points. As well as the 2 points for the commander, so... It's going to be Blue 4 at 8-2. Is going to be the final score. So there's the 60-minute objective cashed in. Now you're going to see all these guys mount up, go there. Maybe someone's going to check on that VIP and see that they're dead. But look at this. Blue 4 dropped off QRF from the helicopter to come and reinforce the command team here. So we're probably just going to see everybody get wiped before things wrap up, which is going to be great because then I can go clean the kitchen and then get Pog ready to go for tonight. Remember, guys, Pog becomes pay for pain tonight, though not directly. Maybe I'll make a direct menu for you guys. We'll see. Paying for Pog. I like that killing. I might actually use that. All right, Blue 4 have the high ground here. OPT 4 are divided into 2 groups. One's committed, the other one's just chilling in a barn. Trying to get some Overwatch positions. From the low ground up a ridge. That's cute. So Blue 4 is going to outcompete these 5 guys because this is, what, a 3, 6, 9, 10 versus 5 situation. Then it's going to be a however many survive versus 6 situation. And Blue 4 might bring more QRF in here and just end the game. I agree, the keyholes have been pretty funny. But I think what won it was tactics. One side is definitely being more tactical than the other. And that's who's won. I think they're just trying to blitz right in. I'll be curious to see if Blue 4 mounts up a few people in the boat and then tries to push in from the other side. Bursty finds that one OFCRA straggler, takes him out. Now it's just down to 3 people. And Blue 4 is slowly pushing him. Two v one right there. Kleitch trying to flank here. Zamil putting some shots out. Zamil gets hurt, but he gets the kill. 5 kills for Zamil, by the way. We're hearing some double taps. Blue 4 haven't taken a single KIA yet, by the way. There's still 3, 6, 10 people. So Napa's the only guy left alive. There's 7 OFCRA players left, and Blue 4 still maintain the number advantage. That's the power of defeat in detail. I'm waiting to see some Blue 4 flank around and find this one guy. Bursty, I think he's firing at bodies here. They're dismounting to try to find that one guy. Bursty now taking fire from the barn there. Nap label trying his best to solo hold. Fawn's looking at his direction. Doesn't see him because he's prone. He gets up. Fawn's going to get the kill. And there it is. Bursty gets knocked out. It is 9 now. Bursty gets double tapped, so it's 9 versus 6. OFCRA do have a building. They are garrisoned in. They've made a giant red square. They're unified. Every single member sprayed a little bit into that square to color it. These guys are a unit, and they will fight to the last man from the evil Blue 4 force that outnumbers them. I really want to see Blue 4 mount a bunch of people in the boat and just take them across and just swarm this final position. Yeah, but I don't think Blue 4 is going to be able to get close enough to throw a grenade unless they flank around the building. Oh no, we've got a team starting to cross the river. We have another team starting to cross the river. Snowboost, he's on 6 kills. He wants more. He wants to double that kill count. No underbarrels. It's only 5.56 rifles and some GPMGs. And then Blue 4 had the freaking AS-50, which is a anti-material rifle. 50 cal sniper. It was up here. I'm not sure if that guy is still alive, though. All right, Spirit has opted to hold the flank. Good on Spirit. Snobus is swimming back. Maybe they're getting a helicopter to come and pick him up, or the boat. This other team's still crossing. I'm going to be honest, this op, I think it's going to be over before these guys get in. But we need to see Blue 4 make a move. They're down to 8. OFCRA was able to get another kill. Fonz is now running up. Fonz gets a headshot. And one of the 6 amigos is down. Now we're at 5. No 302s. No underbarrel. It's only grenades and flashes. Anime trying to pull the body back. Not realizing he's been shot in the head. More suppressive fire coming down. Can the now 5 amigos hold off the entirety of Blue 4's attack wave? Snobus's group now crossing. It's a movie at this point. Another shot! Delano takes it to the chest. He needs a medic. Boba's quickly working on him, realizing he's still okay. These guys are running low on ammo, and Blue 4 is relentlessly pushing down this hilltop. Multiple shots going down. Krieg falls. And now it's just to 3 guys up, 2 down, 1 dead. Now we don't have any rifles firing. Everyone's focused on medical. Some double tap shots going into Krieg's ass. Delano wakes back up. Now we got some rifles trying to pick up here. Oh, the medic is shot. Anime is dead. Now we've got 3 alive, 1 down, 2 dead. Krieg being dragged over. Delano quickly checking the dead medic. He's gonna take his ammo. He knows he's done. Spirit, realizing his situation is grim, comes back to play as a rifleman to help hold off the evil Blue 4 wave. Delano trying to pick the body up. Spirit gets his arm shot off. And Spirit is killed. Krieg wakes back up, only for the squad leader to take a headshot. It's now up to Krieg and Delano. We just need some sad music in the background, as these two are just holding out as Blue 4 continues to make their push. I hear a GPMG doing suppression. That's what's getting a lot of kills here. Delano's just going to hold the barn door. He knows they're coming. Krieg desperately trying to do medical, but nothing he can do will bring his buddies back. He's speaking a prayer, it looks like. He knows it's over. They know it's over. Krieg's still desperately trying. Hoping he can do something now. You got close enough for Blue 4 to start popping smoke grenades. Delano saying screw it, he's making a run for it. Krieg giving himself some drugs. Delano's running to the back room so he can hold from here. He's trying to convince Krieg to come over, but Krieg is battlefield shocked. Oh shit, Nuzzy with the shotgun trying to come around. Krieg is able to shoot Nuzzy to push him back. I'm waiting to see the grenades come in. Avalos comes up and kills. I already forget who he was. But I think Nuzzy just shot him. Or Zamil or Avalos, and there we go. It's over. At the 70-minute mark, it is over. Op 4 have been wiped. Blue 4 are gonna get 8 points total. Op 4 only 2. And that's GG. Alright guys, we'll be back in, 3 hours for POG. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. Have a good one.